Hey, what's up, people? Pedal nerdellas and nerdizzles. This is one of you, by the way.
Hey, folks.
Steffen, who came here from Sicily.
Yes, sunny Sicily, and it feels cold in Germany.
It's not cold, shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm sitting here in shorts. It's not super hot today, but it's not cold. He doesn't live in Sicily. Well, actually, you do live in Sicily, but you're German.
Yes,
right?
I'm German. I'm working there, and...
It's secret. Don't tell them.
It's secret, okay.
It's a government kind of thing.
Oh, yes, a NATO kind of thing.
A NATO kind of government-y kind of thing.
But now
I could make really funny Trump things now about not understanding at all what NATO is, but whatever, we're not going to go there. We're not going to get political. So, Steffen's one of the nice people that supports me on Patreon, and even if you don't support me on Patreon, you still get coffee, okay, if you want to come by. But it's of course nice if you do that, because it enables me and Leslie and the dogs to do all of this, which is...
impressive, from my point of view. Impressive.
It's fun, okay? I get that. It is fun. And I very much appreciate the help. Thank you. And thank you. So, there are a lot of list videos on YouTube, and people seem to like them. Usually it's like, 10 dogs that can't go downstairs, which I just watched this morning on the Crapper. It's funny videos of dogs sliding downstairs. So we don't have dogs here. Well, we do. I don't know where they are.
But they don't slide.
We're gonna do a whole series of my favorite pedals. And we're gonna start with my favorite overdrives. I think we have 10, might be 11. With overdrives, it's difficult. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of good ones. Now with distortions, it's less difficult because there aren't a lot of great, especially metal-y kind of distortions. So we're gonna look at some plexi type pedals, and some pedals I really like, and I don't even have them, because I tested them for Thomann for their website, which means I had over 300 pedals here. I have some experience with pedals, I'm trying to say that. But if there's anything that I really like but don't own, I'll mention it. And we're just gonna go through them. You have a favorite that you picked, which you actually own?
I have one.
We're gonna get to that.
Yes.
But let's just start. So, and also, they're not necessarily always my super mega favorite things. I always look at them as, is it a good bargain? What would be a great overdrive to get if I had $50? Okay, is it the one that I use exclusively? Maybe not. But still, let's say my favorite recommendations might make more sense, because I don't use 10 overdrives on a daily basis. So Leslie, throw in... It's secret. It's secret. Throw in the round thing that you picked. Leslie picked the round thing.
Here comes...
It's not even... Look at that tit. That's not a centered tit. Now it's centered. Wait, I'm going to turn off the bing sound. Here we go. So, we're gonna start with this thing.
Behind the circle.
with this live thing, is you can have total fun because we're seeing what's being edited. Okay, here we go. It is the Joyo / Harley Benton. I have the Harley Benton one too, so it's the same damn pedal. Vintage overdrive. And you know what? We're gonna be politically incorrect here. We're just gonna name names and clones and all that stuff, because it's a fucking tube screamer. Okay?
The classic.
That's what it is. It's a tube screamer, and there's a million of them. Yes, you could have the Tube Screamer Mini, which is a good pedal. I really like the, what's that? We had it's not in here, the Mesa Boogie Grid Slammer. It was a Grid Slammer.
Over there.
Yeah. They all do a great job. Mesa Boogie clocks in at quite a bit more. Mini Tube Screamer is 170?
About.
Yeah.
Under 200.
No, what did I say? 100? No. Mini Tube Screamer is 79 or 69.
Alright.
That's what it is. Well, here. Now. This thing. Good pedal. But you know what? Bottom line is they all do the same thing, if you ask me. Maxon OD, blah, blah, blah. I know you Tube Screamer nutsos will tell me, yeah, but it's... They're all Tube Screamers. So, really, if you want to have that sound in front of your amp, or even more, if you want to push your already cranky amp. Tube Screamer is a great pedal to have. This one's $30 on Amazon, on eBay, or as a Harley Benton pedal, or rebranded as an Eagle Tone, or it gets rebranded by many companies. It's solid, and it's cheap, and it does the job.
Yes.
Absolutely. I wouldn't mind using that over any other Tube Screamer, except for... Well, let's go there.
The second one.
The KHDK. I like saying KHDK.
Okay.
It's like a cage that decays. These have very little to do with the not so desirable sound of Kirk Hammett, who's behind them. Because they're great pedals that I think literally have nothing to do with Kirk Hammett.
Not even with the sound of him.
No, it just has his name on it. I mean, maybe he used the Tube Screamer, but I don't know. This is a great pedal. They're actually being designed by Antonín Salva, I think that's his name, in the Czech Republic. I met him, very nice guy, and he's got some really cool pedals himself. Another one of his is on the way, the Octave Divider or something. Great designer, and so KHDK, Kirk Hammett, and David Caron. David Caron, also very nice and smart guy. So this is a Tube Screamer, but the cool thing is you have 3 different stages of compression. And I like to have it on 3, which means you have to be on 2, 3, and then be on the number 3. So it compresses highly. And then you have these 3 switches. Feels like a command center. You can add bass, add highs, and add body. And this is a great pedal, even in front of a not cranky amp. But if you want to put, this is just, right now, if you ask me, the Tube Screamer type pedal to get. Totally fun. Clocks in at quite a bit more than the Joyo though, okay? But if I use a Tube Screamer type pedal, it's usually the KHDK. We're talking about Tube Screamer type pedals, now they're gonna rip me a new one. Is this a Tube Screamer? Do you know?
I would say no, but...
I love the thing because we can talk about stuff like, right? So what do you think about this thing? I mean...
It's a very, very classical thing, and I think I would like to say the pedal every guitarist would buy the first. Most of the time.
This was one of my first pedals.
So
actually, DS1, I think, was one of my first pedals. No, the DS1, yeah. Okay. So here we go. That's the SD1, which technically, for me, in my understanding, that's the Boss Tube Screamer.
Yes.
Or at least it fulfills that function. And I think this is the one that Zakk Wylde had in front of his Marshalls.
Okay.
I think Zakk didn't use a Tube Screamer. He used a Boss SD1 for a long time until MXR did the Zakk Wylde Overdrive, which literally just is that in a different box.
Okay.
But this thing clocks in at $58 or $60 or something. By the way, all the links below, also to my Patreon account. I mean, I'm just saying. So yeah, if you want a mega solid tank kind of pedal, I mean, look, this thing has dings and dongs. It's seen, well, I don't want to say the world. It's seen LA and here, but
more than I've seen.
It's a great mega solid Boss type pedal, and it'll do the Tube Screamer thing just in a different kind of. Now you can argue that there are differences. I would use it for the same function. And it's really not expensive. Now, for that same function, which is driving a cranky amp, I love this. Now, I'm calling this the Walrus Audio. Oh, holy crap, look at that side camera being completely different in color. Let's see, go to the side. Holy crap. That is different.
It's up to you which color is better.
Let's just say the pedal's green.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, we can agree that it's a green pedal. Now, Walrus Audio swears that this is not a Tube Screamer circuit, and that their Mayflower is much more Tube Screamer than this is. To me, that's what I use this thing for, and I love taking the. When I was testing this, I had the Mesa Mark 525 on the crunch, and then putting this in front of it and pushing it into amazing lead territory. I love this thing for really beautiful singing leads. You have a channel that's already cranking, you hit this thing. Beautiful. By the way, if you're pissed off that we're not playing any of these, guys, I want you to watch my videos. Okay? I mean...
And it's the best thing to watch him, so...
I didn't say that.
I do nothing else than that. So, the whole day, practically.
No porn?
No porn.
No porn.
It's a kind of porn to watching.
It's a kind of, okay, it's a gear porn, finally.
It's a kind of porn to watching Henning playing with nuts.
I really hope you don't do the things that I do. You know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
I don't want to have that image now.
I can remember one video you already said you can do what you want if you're just watching my videos, so... That's it. That's it.
Ew.
No. We're talking about guitar stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do we?
Let me say ew again.
Okay.
Anyway, I love... watch the videos. There are reviews for most of these pedals. Actually, probably all of them. Most of them. On my channel, so if you really want to hear it and watch my reviews, all here. I love this thing for creamy leads in front of an already cranked channel. Now we talked about what you do to my videos, and I'm saying creamy leads. Ew.
Now we're getting some.
Let's stick with Walrus. I just recently got the Warhorn. And we're back to creamy leads and what you... The Warhorn!
This one is also one of my favorites. I played it a few minutes ago, so Henning said that I can come over and have some fun with guitars. So I did. And it's just an amazing thing in front of this beautiful ref.
Yeah, the ref is a nice amp, isn't it? Yeah,
it is.
It's the problem with the ref is you just shouldn't... If you don't have the money, don't play one. Because I literally can't see anything the ref couldn't do.
Mm.
I mean, from super brutal sounds to like these glassy cleans. Yes. It's a good amp. And of course, we have no camera really showing it other than the far away camera. It's the green thing right there.
Yes.
What a great box. So, back to the Warhorn. The Warhorn is beautifully open. It's kind of like the make your Strat betterer pedal.
Yes.
It's even if you're not using it driving, it just focuses in on the mids. It's beautifully tunable with bass and treble. I like it there's a symmetrical and asymmetrical clipping. Don't ask me about it. People yelled at me for not knowing the difference. Why I play guitar? Okay, what do I know? I like it in the down position. Let's call it that. I like my Warhorn when it's down.
Yes.
That's funny, Leslie, huh?
Yes,
Isn't that funny? Come on.
It is.
Come on. Get it? I like my Warhorn when it's down.
So
no?
I'm also waiting on it.
Yeah, we're waiting, but nothing's coming. She's not pushing that damn button.
Maybe we need a hot button. Something like this in front of the tape.
Now I'm even giving her the choice to hit the not funny babe button, but she's not even pushing that. Fine then. Warhorn, great open sounding pedal. I love that. Just for those, transparent kind of overdrive sounds. We're gonna go through 3 of those pedals that I really like are Walrus Audio. And there's the other one.
The golden black one.
I really think, I'm going to say it, I love my guys from Walrus Audio, but they really shouldn't try to do any more distortions because they're not good at it. I don't think they're great at distortion, but what they're amazing at is overdrives. And this is a very, very, very special one. It's a very thick, beautiful, attacky, low to mid gain overdrive. And it's based on this 385 projector. So this projector had tubes in it, apparently. And guitar players were playing through this film projector to use it as a preamp. I mean, back in the days, anything goes. So it's very unique, and it really deserves its own place in overdrive history, I think. Absolutely unique. Thick, ploppy. I would say ploppy, maybe. That's probably the sound. So you can see 3 of the overdrives here are Walrus audio. Another one that I think I should mention is probably the Moog MF Drive. Very different. I had that here from Thomann. It's got a filter, and it's like no other overdrive. It's not even an overdrive. It's a... Go to Thomann, look at the product page. MF Drive. Very different. Just thick, but it's got like a low-pass filtery thing that you can actually, I think, control with an expression pedal as well.
Like a wow or something?
Yeah, but yes, but more like the wow. It's a weird, but it's different. Just similar to how this is different. Just different than this is different. Pick the next one.
The next one. I picked the red one. Here it is. There it is.
Well, that obviously is a very, very different kind of overdrive, because it is a digital hybrid. I think it's a digitally controlled analog pedal. I think all the components are analog, but digitally controlled. That means you can save settings. You have 2 overdrives in one. So you've got side A, you got side B. Both of them have different settings. And in the back, you can actually set if they go in parallel, or A into B or B into A. You have a favorite switch for saving settings. You have an expression pedal to express yourself. It does something. But it's amazing. It's got a germanium kind of drive, a Texas style drive, and at the bottom you have a treble boost, which by itself would be a great pedal to push your amp. We know Brian May's doing that with his Voxes. On the right side, you've got more of the thicker, high-gaining ones with a 2-stage drive, a hard drive, and then the boost is a JFET boost. And with these 6 drives and all the options of sending A into B and B into A or having them in parallel, you have a lot of overdrive sound at your disposal. So if you want to play around with, what am I looking for? What's my kind of sound? Yeah, it's $349 because it's a fucking Strymon. But it offers a ton of options.
And actually, as you said in your video, it's 2 pedals in one. So if I buy...
On stage, it's 2 pedals in one, and then you add both of them, so it's technically, without touching anything, it's 3.
Yes.
And then you start touching it, and then you have a lot of fun. As always, when you start touching, get your penis, get it.
Yes. The next thing...
I'm sorry, I'm amusing myself. You start touching it, and then it's really fun.
Things happen.
When you start touching it, the magic happens.
The magic.
Yes, it's not on the cheap side. And I don't really think it sounds like anything. You can't say, this is my Tube Screamer sound. It's not a clone of anything. It's just some good, thick-sounding drives that give you a lot of options. Even like... kind of cranky, fuzzy kind of things when you're really just cranking up everything. It's a great pedal. Okay? Great pedal. If you're running out of space, possibly. Go to the Tumnus.
I go to the Tumnus.
We already said what it is. This thing is tiny. Something Leslie has never said ever. Of course not. There are a lot of clone-type pedals. You can go... and get the Bad Horse from Tone City, which is like $50-$60. Is it the same thing as the Tumnus? Very likely. You can get the Archer from J-Rocket. Is it the same thing? Very likely. They're all clones. For some reason, the Tumnus made it more on my table and in my videos and playing than others.
But you already see this pedal in many videos, so I'm a Wampler fan, that I have to say. So
I love Brian. Brian's the coolest guy.
I have a Wampler Paisley drive on my board, and this is actually a pedal I would buy.
It's a freaking clone. And Brian says, yeah, it's a freaking clone. He says, give me the Oxblood over there.
Where is
Left Oxblood, yeah. Now, I just recently released the Oxblood by Keeley, and I said, wow, it's another clone. And apparently, it's not a clone. Robert Keeley's comment on Facebook was, it's not a clone. Sean P. Johnson goes, yeah, but it's not a clone. and then it spiraled from there, and I was like, dude, it's not a clone, it's not a clone, it's not a clone. So the whole idea is that you're supposed to think it's a clone, but the circuit inside actually is not a clone circuit. Robert, that's mean. Making me believe it's one. But it gives you clonish type sounds, but you have this fat switch to retain the low end, and you have this clipping switch that does clipping things. So this is also a great pedal for more flexibility when you want the clone sound, but it's not a clone. I mean, of course, it has the horns on it and stuff. You're supposed to think it's one, which is mean. But if I put a clone on the table, it would very likely be the Wampler Tumnus. And it's a very rich, slightly fizzly tone. It's beautiful for those mid-gain sounds, and of course to push an already driving amp. Let's do the Mesas.
The Mesas. All right, the big one and
yeah, give me both.
Both of them.
There we go. So, we probably can't fit all of this on here.
We can.
Here, there you go. There you go. Beautiful. The Mesa Flux Drive. I'm not a big fan of Mesa, the company, because the company is not very polite. The people are just not people, that I can get behind. They don't like YouTube. They think they're so cool. Yet, I gotta say that their pedals are highly underrated. You rarely see them anywhere. And the pedals are good. Absolutely solid builds. And they're just good pedals. Notches in the middle here. The Flux Drive gives you that Mesa sound. It's an overdrive, but it's a very rich, very thick and wide sound. Playing that, I did a track with my Ibanez Gem, and it was just this super rich, saturated, wide overdrive. Beautiful. If you're in the market for the Flux Drive, I absolutely highly recommend spending the ridiculous amount of money on the Flux 5, because it has a high and a low gain setting. And you have a high trim and a low trim, bass and treble again. But you can say whether the EQ is active for only the high or the low gain. So you can have a low gain for rhythm, and then you push it into high gain, which you set up here. And you say low EQ off, high EQ on. And then you're really pushing the mids here. And so the EQ will only be active on the high setting. Mm-hmm. So that really gives you two pedals in one. It gives you a low gain setting, and it gives you a completely different EQ and a different gain for the high gain setting. And it is fun to play.
I have to try. Obviously.
It's a great pedal. So,
the next one. I picked this because it's here next to me.
It's good. One of my early videos, way back in the day, I did a whole bunch of Jetta. Thank you, Jörg Böcke from Metanis, for sending these over. I don't know who's got Jetta nowadays in terms of distribution. Brad Jetta makes very recognizable sounds. They always sound like Jetta. But what's very special about the gold standard is beautiful, like, open sounding overdrive on one side, on this side, and then on this side thicker with more gain, and then you stack them and you have these amazing cream leads, like solo tone for days. So left side, right side combined, just an absolute joy as an overdrive that is very flexible, stackable, and offers a lot of tonal options. So definitely a pedal that I would smack on the table. If I go anywhere and I need flexibility in terms of low gain, warmth, and lead tones, that is the one. Way to go, Brad Jetta. Last one.
The last one. It's the Focus.
Well, that's a boost, and it's not really an overdrive, but it's an overdrive because it's a boost. I don't know what I'm saying.
the amp overdrives by the pedal.
Yes.
After the pedal.
Well, yeah. Even a clean sound will crank because this has quite a bit of level. But the idea here is that you're pretty much just shaping the mids. So what you're doing is you can say if it pretty much has a high and low pass filter. So you can make a steeper low pass filter, a steeper high pass filter, and you're pretty much saying how much you're taking the low end away and how much you're taking the high end away. That's why it's tight. If you reduce the low frequencies, your amp will react faster because it doesn't have to fight with the bass. And you can make it smooth. And then all you do is you just crank up the level. And then you can mix it as well. But it's just so much fun to drive an amp with this. If it's already slightly breaking up, this is a delight. 4 leads, just to shape your cranky sound in that way. Leads, rhythms, obviously not your metal type thing because it's all focused on the mids, wherein if you want a metal type rhythm, you might want to actually take the mids out a bit for those more modern sounds. But what a great pedal from VFE. I don't even know if VFE makes it anymore. And I've got it with ground lighting, so this actually lights up the pedal board in amazing green. Such a super high-end build. Absolutely love this pedal. Soft click switch. This is as boutique as they come. So check out VFE pedals, I think .com or something like this. It's not going to be in the link. I could make it. Could I? I don't know. I've got so many pedals to link because this is only one of these videos that we're doing. So the one you have and the one you like is...
The one is this kind of pedal, or this exact pedal, the Bluebird Overdrive from Mad Professor. Why I picked this? Because I have a relative small amp, Vox AC15, and there's no way with a serial effects loop thing. So if I want something combined with a delay, this is a choice. You have the delay in the overdrive pedal, or the delay combined with
right
it.
Here, you can't set it up in any way.
Yes.
Well, internally, if you wanted to. But technically, it's just a mix knob. So repeats and time are fixed.
Yes, but for what do I use it? I'm not the super high gain shred player, more subtle delays and bluesy countries kind of things. So when I do solo stuff, for example, I can use this pedal in front of my AC30 combined with the delay, and I have the lead tone in some kind of way combined. Push the pedal and
it's not meant to give you the ding 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 delays. It's a delay that makes your lead sound a little bit smeary.
Yeah.
It's a great pedal. It's like your one-stop solution, and Mad Professor is kind of cool in providing some of these pedals. The Golden Shallow is similar, but a little bit, tiny bit fuzzier than this. And then also when we're talking about distortions, we're going to talk about another Mad Professor pedal that kind of gives you one sound in one pedal. That's it, I guess. Links below. And we're gonna clean up the table and do more, which will come out tomorrow. But of course, you're not watching these in succession. You're finding these randomly. So I don't know. YouTube, in terms of giving you timings and this is happening tomorrow, I did this last month, doesn't really... It's kind of time travel-ish.
Yes.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, Doctor Who kind of shit.
In the United States, there's also another time. So maybe they can watch it today, but tomorrow today.
If the guy just continues what he's doing, they're going to be in the Dark Ages very soon.
Oh.
I didn't say anything. Nope.
The wrong scene.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Links below. Support me on Patreon like this guy. And then you get coffee. That's expensive coffee, I mean.
And very black is the new orange, or orange is the new black. Kind of.
Oh, don't mention orange. If they're watching this when it comes out, they've just seen 10 videos with me dressed in complete orange. So all of their eyes are burned. Yeah.
So
I don't think anyone wants to see orange after like a week and a half of orange. I'm sorry, orange, but it's the truth, okay? It's the truth. We need a break from orange. Okay, bye-bye.
Ciao.
Flew high when spring began. We took our time soaring hand in hand. When you're young, you will make mistakes, but I'd do it again for your sweet ass cake. I love a world that is good to birds. I love you so much it sometimes hurts. When we glide, it is hard to frown. You lift me up the ground, don't wanna come down.